There we are. It's been a minute. I'm sorry. A whole lot and a whole lot of nothing has happened since I last posted here. I think, what was my last video? Hold on. It's been like, I think over a year since I last uploaded here. I'm not dead, I promise. It was a transition update, I believe. And I mean, to be honest, I can't imagine making another transition update, to be honest, because I've leveled out. Like, nothing major is happening anymore. Everything that's like changed is like mental or social or like my confidence and whatever the hell. But I'm not yapping right now to talk about my transition per se. Though I will probably yap about that a little bit. It's just that, you know, well, let's go back in time actually. Last year, I'm pretty sure with that last transition update, either I was on injections or I was about to go on injections. And I still am, which is great. I love doing estrogen injections. But here's the thing. I've got a story for you. When I first started injections, I was already on pills for a little bit, but I wanted to change into injections. So my doctor gave me like a dosage that was comparable to the dosage I was on for my pills, which is fine. That's what you're supposed to do. But when I actually went on injections and like was on it for a couple months, they did a blood test and checked my levels. And it turns out with the dosage that I was on, my estrogen levels were obscenely high. Like nothing, well, actually it was dangerous. It was way too high for anyone to have, actually. So we had to lower my dosage. And like about a month later, we checked it again. And my levels were still crazy high. They were even higher than the last time we checked. So we lowered it again. And when we checked it for the third time, they were in much more healthy ranges. And I didn't realize it at the time, but like there was a several month long period where my levels were crazy high. And that was really bad because it was actually affecting my mental state more than I realized. Like for months, I was like in a, I don't want to say rut, but like I was not well. It wasn't mood swings per se because I wasn't like crazy emotional or angry or like bawling my eyes out like I was earlier in my transition. It was rather that I was just like, I was kind of depressed again. I just didn't have any motivation. I was tired and like I kept trying to, you know, be creative and write, but like I just couldn't bring myself to do it. And it was really exhausting. Like sure, I, you know, did voice work for a couple of, you know, like YouTubers that I know on here, which you can watch right now. I'll link it in the description probably if I can find them all. I did a lot. But like when it came to making stuff for myself or, you know, getting out of bed in the morning, I couldn't find the motivation to do either. And I didn't realize it at the time because like, you know, can't see the forest for the trees, you know, I was relatively fine, but I didn't have any energy. I was not my usual lively creative self. And when I finally got my levels into a normal range, I finally started feeling like myself again. And now, with retrospect, I was like, whoa, I was not well. So there was a very long, like maybe 6-ish month period where like my mental state was like, not really bad, but just like not in the right place for like medical reasons. Like my levels were way too high and it was affecting my mood badly. But that was sorted. That's been sorted for a while now. So I don't have to worry about that. And I am feeling much more creative and I'm writing more, thank God. But that all sorta kinda changed when the Fire Nation attacked. No, I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. That sort of kind of made it turn for the worse this past November when a certain something happened. Oh God. I've been in a holding pattern, so to speak, ever since then, because like, you know, I want to continue living my life. Like I don't want to curl up in a little ball and, you know, cease to exist or, you know, stop participating in my life and stop writing or whatever the fuck. But I am very, very, very stressed the fuck out. And I have been since November. But since November, I've been trying my best to function as a normal human person. And I have been until like last week. And that really fucking sucks because I can't get out of the pattern, so to speak. Like I'm just like, sure, I can wake up in the morning and I have the motivation or I have the want to like write and be creative and go to work and make people laugh or whatever the hell. But like, you know, I start typing on my computer and nothing comes out. And like I try to relax and play Balacho or something. And it doesn't fucking work. And I kind of want to, you know, I know it's ironic. I said I don't want to curl up in a little ball, but actually I would like that. I would love if I could, you know, I wish I could cry right now, which is ironic because, you know, since my transition and being on estrogen, it is way fucking easier to like cry and express myself. But I just can't bring myself to like break down right now, even though I really, really fucking want to. I look around, I watch the fucking news, I'm hanging on and reading every single word and every single headline and every single news article and every single bullshit executive order. And I'm fucking stressed out and worried, and I want to express that because I really do think that I'd feel just a little bit better if I took the time to feel it all and, you know, get over it and go back to, you know, living my life and writing and all this other stuff. But I fucking can't. And it's killing me. And I think I know why. Because on one hand, yes, it's really hard to feel like a functional human being when your federal fucking government takes a more active role in hating you. And there are shameless Nazis walking about. But on the other hand, I am currently, you know, surrounded with, you know, my friends and my family. And all of them are like so delightful and kind and funny and smart and are really, really good people. I'm surrounded by a delightful group of people. And I know that if anything were to suddenly like turn for the worse, I know that I would be okay. Because not only would I like, you know, work to lift myself out of that, but like, I know that those around me would help me too. I'm surrounded by people. I'm surrounded with a community of people that would support me and love me and fucking like me. Not only do my friends and family love me, they fucking like me, which is fucking fantastic. I love and like them too. But that doesn't take away from the fact that I really, really want to bawl my eyes out for like a good 10 minutes. I really do think I benefit from that, but that would ruin my makeup. Anywho, I don't know why I'm doing this. I was kind of hoping that something profound would happen and I would like cry here, because crying on the internet gets so many views. And I'm desperately gunning to like get my creative juices flowing again and get this goddamn video out. I promise you, I'm working on something huge. But I'm just tired. I'm so f***ing tired. Like, I went to the dentist like a week ago or so. And first of all, I wish I'd take a picture because my outfit was f***ing fantastic, okay? But the like hygienists and whatnot, they know like I'm trans. I've been going there for years and something is up. Like, they would have figured out one way or another. But you know, it's a dentist's office. You have to disclose medication and whatever the hell. So they know who I am and they know that I'm trans. And like, thankfully, at least like my hygienists and dentists or whatever the hell are like on the liberal side of things and are also stressed the f*** out by the current political atmosphere. But you know what kind of irks me a little bit? My hygienist, thank God it wasn't like when she had like her gloves in my mouth or anything, but like before we got started, we were just talking a little bit, and you know, she was telling me about how stressed out she was by things. And she said something along the lines of like, I'm stressed out and I'm just like a straight white girl. I can only imagine how you're feeling in all of this. And yeah, I sort of kind of appreciate that sentiment, because best believe it's not a great time to be multiple minorities at the same time. But like, what do you want me to do in that situation? What do you want me to say? Because the last thing that I'm going to do, and the last thing that you want, is for me to dump all my shit and vent about all my stress and worries and anxieties and fears about the administration and being trans and queer in the f***ing dentist office. You still haven't cleaned my teeth yet, so we've got an awkward, like, what, 45 minutes ahead of us if I do that? It just, I can appreciate it at surface level, but it just made me feel worse in the long run, because I can't talk about it. It was not the right venue or the right individual to yap about this. I see this woman like once every 6 months. I can't go off about being like trans and queer right now. We don't know each other like that. Anyway, get your hands into my mouth. Oh God, this is gonna sound really depressing and worrying, but I promise you I'm okay. Like, well, I'm not okay. We've established that I'm not okay. But like, I'm not that not okay. So take this with a grain of salt. It was in the Bo Burnham Inside special. And at some point he said, I wish I could kill myself for like 6 months. Like, hear me out. I don't need it that long, like a good week. If I could just like detach from this world and existence and politics and work and writing for a good 7 days. I think I'd be all right. Maybe I do need to go back to therapy. I love all of my friends and family, but a good fraction of my friends are cis. I know that they love me and I know that they're there for me, but they don't quite get it. Like they get it, but they don't quite feel it. And so I don't want to dump all my shit on them. And then there's like the handful of trans friends that I have who I love very dearly. But like, I don't wanna yap about this with them, because they're feeling the exact same things that I am, and I know they are, and they're feeling the exact same kind of anxiety that I do. But I probably should. This reminds me of another thing that gives me hope. But like a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, one of my friends who is trans was feeling particularly down in the dumps. And I really didn't like seeing them that way. So, we chatted for a little bit, and, it's for the obvious reasons, the fucking political climate. And, we talked about it for a little bit, and we hugged, and it was fun and all. And, I can't exactly delete the evil orange with the snap of my fingers, but, I could cheer them up a little bit. So I decided that moment that I would make good on a previous threat of mine, and I would cook for them. It was great, by the way. It was, what did I make? It was Gaston Gerard chicken. It's like a French dish. It's Dijon chicken. It was fucking delicious. And for the entire time that I was like cooking the actual food, one, it had onions in it, so I did technically cry, but it doesn't fucking count. It's also way more visceral than a normal cry. That shit fucking burns. But it was when I was cooking the food that I was teetering on the edge, so to speak. Because on one hand, seeing my friend, who, I care about a lot and is really smart and strong and wonderful, seeing them like that was a real punch to the fucking gut. And seeing them and hearing them feel like so, I don't want to say scared, but anxious about the future and their plans. It was hard to metabolize that and watch. And I hate that they feel that way. And I hate that I feel this way. But on the other hand, in passing, this is gonna get really cheesy, I'm sorry. But on the other hand, they mentioned that, like, something along the lines of community will always be there, or community will get us through the worst of it. And, I didn't say or think much of it at the time, but, God, I told you this is gonna get real cheesy. But when I was cooking the food and teetering on the edge of, like, fully breaking down while cooking, which I don't recommend, I started to feel, like, hopeful and joy again, because I started to, like, really understand the concept of community at that moment when I was cooking. Like, for the first time in my life, I have, like, a very large network of people that, like, know me and like me and care about me, and vice versa. And a good portion of them are queer, and a good portion of them are trans. And it felt like it's like when I was making the food, like, oh, I get it. This is it. This is community. I'm in community with other queer people. This is what's going to get us through it all. Little moments like this, like making Dijon chicken when we break down, or, sharing hormone vials, or fucking whatever the hell. Like, oh, I get it now. This is what they were talking about in the inspirational tweets and whatever the hell. Like, this is community. I feel in community. And I'm so happy to be a part of it. Is any of this fucking usable? Holy shit. Oh my God. I feel a little bit better though. Like, I definitely didn't break down like I wanted to. That's still in the queue at some point. But talking about it did help a little bit. And maybe I should, take the time to yap to my fellow transgenders about how I feel, because I feel a lot of things. Oh my God. I am very stressed out still, and I'm still very worried and very scared of what's to come from this administration. But I love my friends. I love my family. And I'm confident that I and my network and support system and community will live through it. I'm confident that we'll survive it. It'll be a goddamn circus. But in the long run, I'm still very hopeful. Anywho, I think that's it. Stay in community. Don't doom scroll too much. And, I don't know. Take a moment to bawl your eyes out. I promise you, you will feel better when you finish crying. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, consider it. I promise you I'm working on, videos, more casual ones like this. And the big up to do. I'm still working on that script. I'm like finished. I'm in the final stages of editing the script. I promise. I'm making things. I'll probably feel more creative, after I finish processing these emotions right now. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aridum Royal, and I'm done talking. Take care of yourselves. Bye.